Australia has approximately 15 million individual taxpayers, out of which almost 60% use a tax agent.
Can you explain me why should I do that? And why is it better to go through a tax agent and not do it myself?
They are well aware of tax amendments, tax laws, which keep on changing regularly.
What are the top three mistakes you have seen people make?
Hi everyone, this is Nirmit from Unlocal Advisory. We are in June and this is a tax lodgement period. We usually get a lot of queries around this time about tax deductions and tax lodgements. So today we have got Dave, one of my mates, who is going to be asking a few more questions, addressing a lot of queries that are related to taxation system in Australia, as well as what you can claim as being an individual.
Hello Nirmit, happy to be on the podcast and thank you for inviting me. I was just want to tell you some little bit about me. I have an Australian job. I do Uber occasionally, sometimes on the weekends or sometimes when I'm free. And since I love photography, I also take photography gigs on the side. Um, I've also seen people use tax agents to file their taxes. Can you explain me why should I do that, and why is it better to go through a tax agent and not do it myself?
Okay, so Australia has approximately 15 million individual taxpayers, out of which almost 60% use a tax agent. The number one reason to use a tax agent is primarily because they are well aware of tax amendments, tax laws, which keep on changing regularly. So it's usually recommended to use a tax agent for accurate lodgements and claiming correct deductions. Whatever fees you pay to a tax agent is generally tax deductible in the following financial year.
Okay, that's nice. And also, I've seen different tax rates in my tax return. What are that? And I have just one more question regarding that. If just in case tomorrow I go to a higher tax bracket, will all of my income will be charged at a different tax bracket altogether, or is it like how does that work?
So Australia has a progressive tax system. So higher you earn, higher you pay the tax. So just to give a bit of idea on the tax slab rates, the current tax slab rates that we have in effect is up to 18,200. It's exempt.
Okay.
From 18,200 up until 45,000, it's 16%. From 45,000 up until 135,000, we pay 4,288 plus 30%. From 135,000 to 190,000, we pay 31,288 plus 37%. Above 190,000, we pay 51,638 plus 45%. Now, from 1st July 2026 onwards, this is going to change from 16% to 15%, and in the following financial year to 14%.
Oh, okay, that's nice. Also, can you explain me this through an example? Because this is just too much numbers for me to understand. Can you
Yeah.
explain me through an example? I'll just tell you an approximate tax income that I have.
Yeah.
So I would have approximately $50,000 as my full-time income, $8,000 as my Uber income, and $4,000 as my photography income. So a total income of $62,000.
62,000. Okay, let's do this on a calculator. So you said 50,000 plus 8,000 plus 4,000. That comes out to 62,000. That will be your total income. And let's assume no deductions for simplicity's sake. So your tax calculation would look like first 18,200 will be exempt.
Okay.
Next 26,800 will be taxed at 16%. The remaining 17,000 would be taxed at 30%. So your estimated income tax would come out to $9,388.
Okay.
Then we impose 2% Medicare levy on top of that, which comes out to 1,240. So your total taxable income would look like $10,628 approximately.
I heard about Medicare levy, and what is that, and how is it different from Medicare levy surcharge?
So Medicare levy is something that helps fund Australia's public healthcare system. It is for most taxpayers, it's 2% of your taxable income.
Okay.
Medicare levy surcharge is generally for higher income earners
Okay.
and people who don't have eligible private healthcare insurance have to pay that 1% extra on top of the Medicare levy.
Okay, that's nice. Okay, thank you for clearing that out. Also, when I joined my first Australian employer, I was asked to open a superannuation account. What is that also, and is it helpful to open one?
So superannuation is the money set aside for your retirement until you reach the age of preservation. At the moment, we have 12% superannuation payable on top of the wages. Whatever money is put into superannuation fund is locked up until your retirement age. So few of the super funds that we have are Rest Super, Australia Super Fund, Host Plus, Future Super, etc.
I was also asked by my friend to open an ABN for my Uber and photography income. What is that, and how is it different from a TFN number that I already have?
Okay, so ABN is an Australian business number which is required by sole traders to operate a business. So if you are a sole trader, freelance photographer, or doing a side hustle business, you need a ABN number. It helps you to issue invoices as well as register for GST.
Okay. Do you have any tips for small businesses or sole traders?
I think the top three tips that I would like to give for small businesses and sole traders would be uh, keeping your books up to date. So don't wait up until June to finalize your bookkeeping requirements. It avoids getting any surprises or shocks during the financial year. Keep your business and personal bank accounts separate, because it
Makes sense.
keeps
Okay.
it keeps your personal transactions separate for your business from your business transactions. And get advice early, because opportunities are very limited. There are some benefits that you can avail from ATO if you are lodging your tax returns within the time frame.
We were discussing about tax deductions earlier. What are some deductions that I can claim generally? And does that mean do I get all of that money back in my bank account?
Okay, so some of the common tax deductions that we can claim is union fees,
Mhm.
professional membership fees, traveling expenses from car. It's just going to be from your home to work and work to home.
Okay.
Or if you're traveling for work, then only you can claim that kind of expenses. Uniforms, tax agent fees, interest deductions, dividend deductions. In case of Uber driver, you can claim the motor vehicle expenses, which include fuel, repairs and maintenance, servicing, car depreciation, insurance, etc., etc.
Uh,
And you don't get your money back into your bank account. It actually helps you to reduce your taxable income, so you actually end up paying lesser tax on that taxable income. If you have paid more tax than it was required, you actually get tax refund. If you have paid less tax, then you have to pay more tax to ATO.
what are the top three mistakes you have seen people make? And has any of these caused an issue with an ATO?
Okay, so the top three mistakes that I have seen in most of the tax returns is people trying to claim what they are not entitled to. So, whatever you see on social media cannot be claimed in your tax return. Every occupation has a certain type of deduction that can be claimed. uh, People are not keeping records, so you need to have a proof or receipt that can be shown against the deduction that you're trying to claim. A bank statement is not a proof of deduction, and trying to do everything by themselves. So tax legislation is constantly changing, and that is the reason we reach out to a tax agent who are well aware of the ongoing tax amendments, and they can assist you in claiming tax deductions related to your occupation. One of the articles that I can remember I read a couple of years back mentioned about a taxpayer who was trying to claim quite a lot of deductions which are not related to his occupation.
Okay.
And because ATO is now connected with different government agencies such as Department of Home Affairs, they were able to track him down through his visa and also deport him because of the unnecessary and irrelevant deductions that he claimed, and not able to showcase any of the proofs.
Thank you, Nimit, for answering all of my concerns. I duly believe that filing your tax through a registered tax agent makes more sense and it's much more convenient. And so, if people want to reach out to you, what's the best way to do so?
So remember, good tax planning isn't about paying less tax through shortcuts. It's about understanding your obligations, claiming what you are entitled to, and making sure your lodgements are on time and compliant with ATO requirements. If you would like help with your tax return, accounting, bookkeeping, or advisory requirements, please contact Unlocal Advisory at the number mentioned below, or visit us at unlocaladvisory.com. We also have a tax information checklist available on our website, which you can fill out, and one of our staff members will be in touch with you soon. Thank you for watching this podcast, and we'll be back with another power packed information session. Thank you.